Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to share a message that speaks to the very essence of our being, a message that urges us to embrace the natural flow of life. Too often, we find ourselves struggling against the current, forcing things to happen and pushing ourselves beyond our limits. But what if I told you that there's a more harmonious way to live? A way that involves letting go, trusting the process, and allowing life to unfold as it should. We live in a world that glorifies hustle and hard work. We are taught from a young age that if we want something, we must chase after it relentlessly. While dedication and perseverance are important, there is a fine line between striving for our goals and forcing things to happen. Forcing things creates resistance, and resistance blocks the natural flow of energy in our lives. Imagine a river flowing gently through a valley. The water moves effortlessly around rocks and bends, finding its way without struggle. Now imagine trying to force that river to flow in a straight line, pushing against its natural path. The water would become turbulent, chaotic, and ultimately, it would lose its serene beauty. This is what happens when we force things in our lives. We create chaos, stress, and disharmony. When we force things, we are often driven by fear and insecurity. We fear that if we don't push hard enough, we will miss out on opportunities or fail to achieve our dreams. But this fear is an illusion. True power comes from aligning ourselves with the natural flow of life, trusting that everything will happen at the right time and in the right way, letting go. And not forcing things requires a shift in mindset. It means releasing our attachment to specific outcomes and trusting that the universe has a plan for us. This doesn't mean we stop taking action or become passive. It means we take inspired action, guided by intuition and inner wisdom, rather than forcing things out of fear or desperation. When we let go of forcing, we open ourselves up to infinite possibilities. We allow space for miracles to occur and for things to happen in ways we could never have imagined. This doesn't mean there won't be challenges or obstacles, but it means we approach them with a sense of ease and trust, knowing that everything is happening for our highest good. Consider the story of a young man who desperately wanted to find a job. He sent out countless resumes, attended numerous interviews, and even begged for opportunities. Despite his relentless efforts, he faced rejection after rejection. Frustrated and disheartened, he decided to take a step back. Instead of forcing things, he chose to focus on his passions and develop new skills. He started volunteering, taking up hobbies, and connecting with like-minded individuals. One day, out of the blue, he received a call from a company that had seen his volunteer work and was impressed. They offered him a position that was beyond his wildest dreams. By letting go and not forcing things, he allowed the universe to work its magic. We all have moments in our lives where we feel stuck, where things aren't going as planned, and we're tempted to force a solution. But remember, when you force something, you create resistance. Instead, take a step back, breathe, and trust that everything is unfolding as it should. Focus on what you can control: your thoughts, your actions, and your attitude. Let go of the need to control every outcome and trust in the natural flow of life. Think about a gardener tending to their plants. They plant the seeds, water them, and provide the right conditions for growth. But they don't force the seeds to grow. They understand that growth takes time and that each plant will bloom in its own time. Similarly, we must nurture our dreams and goals, but allow them to unfold naturally. Forcing them to grow prematurely will only stunt their potential. When we stop forcing things, we cultivate patience and trust. We learn to appreciate the journey rather than obsessing over the destination. This shift in perspective brings peace and contentment, knowing that we are exactly where we are meant to be at this moment. It allows us to be present and fully experience the beauty of life. Another important aspect of not forcing things is surrendering to the unknown. Our human minds crave certainty and control, but life is inherently uncertain. Embracing this uncertainty with an open heart and mind can lead to profound growth. When we surrender, we let go of our limited perceptions and open ourselves to the infinite wisdom of the universe. This doesn't mean we become passive or complacent. Surrendering to the flow of life requires courage and faith. It means taking bold steps towards our dreams while trusting that the universe will guide us. It means listening to our inner voice and following our intuition, even when it leads us into the unknown. Consider the story of an artist who struggled for years to make a name for herself. She tried every possible way to get her work noticed, but nothing seemed to work. Frustrated, she decided to let go and simply create for the joy of creating. She stopped forcing her art to fit into a mold and allowed her true expression to flow. One day, her work caught the eye of a gallery owner who was captivated by its authenticity. This led to a successful exhibition and a flourishing career. By letting go and not forcing things, she allowed her true potential to shine. In our relationships, not forcing things is equally important. Love and connection cannot be forced. They must be nurtured and allowed to grow naturally. Forcing someone to love us or trying to control a relationship only leads to resentment and unhappiness. Instead, we must give space for love to blossom, trusting that the right connections will come into our lives at the right time. When we stop forcing things, we also become more compassionate and understanding towards ourselves and others. We recognize that everyone is on their own unique journey and that forcing someone to change or conform to our expectations is futile. Instead, we offer support, love, and acceptance, allowing others to grow at their own pace. In the realm of personal growth, not forcing things is crucial. We often set lofty goals for ourselves and become frustrated when we don't achieve them quickly. But true growth happens gradually and requires patience. Forcing ourselves to change overnight is unrealistic and often leads to burnout. Instead, we must embrace the process of growth, celebrating small victories along the way and trusting that we are evolving at the perfect pace. As we navigate through life, we will encounter situations that test our patience and resilience. In these moments, it is essential to remember that forcing things is not the answer. Instead, we must align ourselves with the natural flow of life, trusting that everything is happening for our highest good. This requires a deep sense of faith and a willingness to surrender our need for control. Letting go and not forcing things is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of strength and wisdom. It shows that we trust ourselves and the universe to guide us towards our highest potential. It allows us to live with grace and ease, knowing that we are. So as you move forward in your journey, remember to let go of the need to force things. Trust in the natural flow of life and have faith that everything is unfolding as it should. Take inspired action, guided by your intuition and inner wisdom, and allow space for miracles to occur. Embrace the journey, savor the moments, and trust that you are exactly where you are meant to be. Life is not about forcing things to happen, but about allowing things to happen. It is about trusting the process, letting go of fear, and embracing the beauty of the unknown. When we do this, we open ourselves to infinite possibilities and create a life of harmony, peace, and fulfillment. Imagine for a moment the serenity of standing at the edge of a forest, watching as the leaves gently fall from the trees. The leaves do not struggle to stay attached, nor do they force themselves to fall. They simply let go when the time is right. This is the essence of not forcing anything, allowing life to unfold naturally with grace and ease. In our careers, we often feel immense pressure to succeed, to climb the corporate ladder, or to achieve certain milestones by specific ages. While ambition is admirable, it's crucial to understand that everyone's path is different. What works for one person may not work for another. Forcing a career path that doesn't align with our true passions and strengths can lead to burnout and dissatisfaction. Instead, we should focus on what brings us joy and fulfillment, trusting that the right opportunities will present themselves when we are ready. Consider the story of a young woman who aspired to be a lawyer because it was what her family expected of her. She forced herself through years of rigorous study and grueling hours, only to find herself unfulfilled and unhappy. One day, she decided to take a break and reconnect with her true interests. She discovered a passion for art and design, which she had suppressed for years. By letting go of her forced career path and embracing her true calling, she found immense joy and success as a graphic designer. This transformation only happened because she allowed herself to flow with her natural inclinations rather than forcing a predetermined outcome. In our personal lives, not forcing things can lead to deeper, more meaningful connections. Think about friendships and romantic relationships. When we try to force someone to like us or to be the person we want them to be, we create tension and discomfort. True connection comes from acceptance and understanding, from allowing relationships to develop naturally. This doesn't mean we don't put effort into our relationships, but it means we don't try to control or manipulate them to fit our desires. Let's explore the concept of timing. There is a saying that timing is everything, and it holds great wisdom. Sometimes we push and push for things to happen on our schedule, only to face obstacles and delays. But often, these delays are blessings in disguise. They provide us with time to grow, learn, and prepare for what is to come. When we stop forcing the timing of events, we allow the universe to work in its mysterious and beautiful ways. Imagine a farmer planting seeds. If the farmer forces the seeds to grow by overwatering or using artificial growth accelerants, the plants might grow quickly, but they will not be as strong or healthy as those that grow naturally. Similarly, when we allow things to happen in their own time, we build a stronger, more resilient foundation for our goals and dreams. Patience is a virtue that is cultivated through the practice of not forcing things. It teaches us to be present and to appreciate the process rather than rushing towards the outcome. In a world that is constantly pushing us to move faster and achieve more, patience allows us to find peace in the present moment. It helps us to understand that there is a divine timing for everything and that our journey is unique. Let's take a moment to reflect on the power of trust. Trusting the process means believing that everything is happening for a reason, even when we don't understand it. It means having faith that the universe is always working in our favor, even when things seem difficult. Trust allows us to let go of fear and anxiety, knowing that we are supported and guided. Consider the story of a couple who dreamed of starting a family. They tried for years to conceive, facing numerous setbacks and disappointments. Instead of forcing the process through extreme measures, they decided to trust in the timing of their journey. They focused on strengthening their relationship, enjoying their time together, and pursuing other passions. Eventually, when the time was right, they welcomed a child into their lives, and the joy was beyond anything they had imagined. Their journey was enriched by their patience and trust, and they became stronger as individuals and as a couple. In the realm of creativity, not forcing things is especially crucial. Creative energy flows best when it is allowed to move freely without pressure or constraint. Writers, artists, musicians, and innovators often find that their best work comes when they're in a state of flow, not when they are forcing ideas. Inspiration strikes when we least expect it, often when we are relaxed and open to the possibilities around us. Think about the moments when you have had a breakthrough idea or a flash of inspiration. Chances are these moments came when you were not actively trying to force a solution, but when you were in a state of ease and openness. This is the beauty of not forcing creativity, allowing it to emerge naturally and authentically. In our spiritual lives, the principle of not forcing things can lead to profound peace and enlightenment. Many spiritual traditions teach the importance of surrendering to a higher power and trusting in the divine plan. This surrender is not about giving up, but about letting go of our need to control everything. It is about recognizing that there is a greater wisdom at work in our lives and that we are part of a much larger, intricate tapestry. When we surrender, we open ourselves to receive guidance and support from the universe. We become attuned to the subtle signs and synchronicities that lead us on our path. This spiritual practice of letting go and not forcing things allows us to live in harmony with the universe, experiencing a deep sense of connection and purpose. Let's also talk about self-compassion. Not forcing things applies to how we treat ourselves as well. We are often our harshest critics, pushing ourselves to meet unrealistic standards and deadlines. This self-imposed pressure can lead to stress, burnout, and a sense of inadequacy. By practicing self-compassion, we allow ourselves the grace to grow and evolve at our own pace. We recognize that we are human, with strengths and weaknesses, and that it is okay to take a step back and rest. Self-compassion involves treating ourselves with the same kindness and understanding that we would offer to a dear friend. It means acknowledging our efforts, celebrating our achievements, and forgiving ourselves for our mistakes. When we stop forcing ourselves to be perfect and instead embrace our authentic selves, we find greater joy and fulfillment. As we draw to a close, I want to remind you that life is a journey, not a destination. Each step, each moment is a part of our unique story. When we let go of forcing things, we allow our story to unfold with grace and beauty. We create space for miracles, for unexpected blessings, and for the magic of life to reveal itself. So, take a deep breath and release the need to force anything. Trust in the natural flow of life. Embrace the journey with patience, faith, and self-compassion. Know that you are exactly where you are meant to be, and that everything is unfolding perfectly for your highest. As you embrace the flow of life, remember that the path to fulfillment is often more about being than doing. It's about aligning with your true self and listening to the quiet whispers of your soul. When we stop forcing things, we make space for stillness, and in that stillness, we find clarity and purpose. Imagine standing on the shore of a vast ocean. The waves come and go in a rhythmic dance, and you stand there feeling the sand beneath your feet and the breeze on your skin. You don't command the waves. You simply observe and appreciate their natural ebb and flow. This is a powerful metaphor for how we can approach our own lives. Instead of trying to control every wave, every outcome, we can learn to stand in the stillness, to observe and to trust. This trust, this surrender is not passive. It is an active choice to live in harmony with the universe. It requires courage to let go of our need for control and to open ourselves to the unknown. But in doing so, we discover a profound sense of freedom and peace. When we let go, we also become more attuned to the present moment. So much of our stress and anxiety comes from living in the past or worrying about the future. By not forcing things, we allow ourselves to be fully present, to experience life as it is, not as we think it should. This presence brings a deep sense of contentment and joy. Consider the power of gratitude in this journey of letting go. When we focus on what we are grateful for, we shift our energy from lack to abundance. Gratitude helps us to see the beauty in our lives, even in the midst of challenges. It reminds us that there is always something to appreciate, and it opens our hearts to the flow of life. A woman once shared a story about how she struggled with infertility for many years. She forced herself through countless treatments, each one more taxing and disheartening than the last. One day, she decided to stop forcing the process and instead focused on what she was grateful for in her life. Her supportive partner, her loving family, her fulfilling career. This shift in perspective brought her peace. She embraced her life as it was, not as she wished it to be. Miraculously, not long after, she conceived naturally. Her journey taught her the power of gratitude and letting go. So this brings us to another essential aspect of not forcing things. Acceptance. Acceptance doesn't mean we resign ourselves to a life of passivity. Rather, it means we acknowledge what is without resistance. We accept the present moment, our current circumstances, and ourselves just as we are. This acceptance is a form of love. Love for the journey, love for the self, and love for life itself. When we accept life as it is, we release the tension that comes from trying to change what cannot be changed. We find peace in the present moment, and this peace allows us to move forward with grace and confidence. Acceptance is a powerful act of self-love and self-compassion. It is the foundation upon which we build a life of ease and flow. In the context of personal development, not forcing things means honoring your own pace and process. Growth and transformation are not linear. They are cyclical and often messy. We have moments of clarity and progress, followed by periods of confusion and set. This is natural. By not forcing the process, we allow ourselves to grow in a way that is authentic and sustainable. Remember the story of the butterfly. When a caterpillar is in its cocoon, it must struggle to break free. This struggle is essential for its transformation. If we were to force the process by cutting the cocoon open, the butterfly would emerge weak and unable to fly. The same is true for us. Our struggles and challenges are part of our growth. They make us stronger and prepare us for the next stage of our journey. As you move forward, I encourage you to cultivate a sense of wonder and curiosity about your life. Approach each day with an open heart and an open mind, ready to embrace whatever comes your way. Trust that you are exactly where you need to be and that everything is unfolding in perfect timing. Let go of the need to force outcomes. Instead, focus on the journey, on the lessons you are learning, and on the person you are becoming. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small, and trust that the universe is guiding you toward your highest good. In your relationships, practice patience and understanding. Allow others to be themselves and honor their unique journeys. By not forcing connections, you create space for genuine, deep, and lasting bonds. Love flows freely when it is not constrained by expectations or demands. In your career, follow your passions and pursue what brings you joy. Trust that your efforts will be rewarded in ways you may not yet see. When you align with your true purpose, opportunities will come to you naturally. Success is not about forcing your way to the top, but about finding fulfillment in the work you do. In your spiritual practice, surrender to the flow of life. Trust that you are guided and supported by a higher power. Let go of the need to control every aspect of your journey and open yourself to the divine wisdom that is always available to you. Theisage is simple yet profound. Don't force anything. Allow life to flow naturally with grace and ease. Trust in the process, embrace the journey, and have faith in the timing of your life. By letting go, you create space for miracles, for joy, and for true fulfillment. Remember, life is a beautiful dance between effort and surrender. Find your rhythm and let the music of the universe guide you. Stand tall like the tree, flow like the river, and soar like the butterfly. You are part of this magnificent tapestry of life, and your unique journey is unfolding perfectly. As we continue to explore this journey of letting go and embracing the natural flow of life, it's important to recognize the power of resilience and adaptability. Life is inherently unpredictable, and despite our best efforts, things won't always go according to plan. When we resist this unpredictability, we create stress and frustration. But when we embrace it, we discover a wellspring of strength and creativity within us. Consider the bamboo plant, which bends but does not break in the face of strong winds. This flexibility allows it to withstand even the most powerful storms. We too can cultivate this resilience by being open to change and adaptable in our approach. Instead of forcing ourselves to stick rigidly to a plan, we can adjust our course when necessary, trusting that every twist and turn is leading us closer to our true path. Let's delve into the concept of inner peace. Inner peace is not something we achieve by forcing circumstances to align with our desires. Rather, it is a state of being that we cultivate by accepting what is and trusting in the process. Inner peace comes from knowing that we are enough as we are, that we are doing our best, and that the universe is unfolding exactly as it should. Imagine sitting by a tranquil lake, the water still and reflective. In this state of calm, you can see clearly to the bottom, noticing every detail of the underwater world. When the water is disturbed, however, it becomes murky and visibility is. Similarly, when we force things in our lives, we create disturbances that cloud our judgment and obscure our vision. By cultivating inner peace, we maintain a clear and steady mind, allowing us to see our path with greater clarity. This clarity is essential when setting goals and intentions. While it is important to have aspirations and to work towards them, it is equally important to hold these goals lightly, without attachment to a specific outcome. When we set intentions, we send a powerful message to the universe about what we desire. But we must also be willing to let go and trust that the universe will bring us what we need in the right time and in the right way. Consider a gardener planting seeds. The gardener has a vision of a beautiful garden, full of vibrant flowers and lush greenery. They prepare the soil, plant the seeds, and tend to them with care. But once the seeds are planted, the gardener must trust in the natural process of growth. They cannot force the seeds to sprout or the flowers to bloom. They must wait patiently, knowing that their efforts will bear fruit in time. This principle applies to all areas of our lives, Whether we are pursuing a career, building relationships, or embarking on a personal project, we must balance our efforts with trust and patience. We take inspired action, but we do not force outcomes. We plant the seeds, but we do not dig them up every day to see if they are growing. We trust in the process and allow life to unfold naturally. In our daily lives, this means being present and engaged in each moment. It means listening to our intuition and following our inner guidance. When we are faced with decisions, we do not rush or force a choice. Instead, we take the time to tune into our inner wisdom and make decisions from a place of calm and clarity. This practice of presence and mindfulness extends to how we interact with others. When we are fully present with someone, we listen deeply and respond with empathy and understanding. We do not force our opinions or try to control the conversation. Instead, we create a space for genuine connection and communication. As we cultivate this approach in our lives, we become more attuned to the subtle currents of energy that guide us. We begin to notice the synchronicities and signs that the universe sends our way. We develop a deeper sense of trust in ourselves and in the flow of life. This trust allows us to navigate challenges with grace and to seize opportunities with confidence. One of the most profound lessons in not forcing anything is the understanding that we are co-creators with the universe. We have the power to shape our reality through our thoughts, intentions, and actions. But we must also recognize that we are part of a larger, interconnected web of life. Our individual journeys are woven into the fabric of the collective, and there is a greater intelligence at work. By aligning ourselves with this greater intelligence, we tap into a source of infinite potential. We move from a state of striving and struggle to one of ease and flow. We become magnets for the people, opportunities, and experiences that are meant for us. And we discover that the universe is a benevolent force, always conspiring to support our highest good. This journey of letting go and not forcing anything is a lifelong practice. It requires patience, faith, and a willingness to surrender our need for control. But the rewards are immeasurable. We experience a profound sense of freedom and joy. We live with a deep sense of purpose and fulfillment. And we create a life that is not only successful, but also deeply meaningful. As we conclude our time together today, I invite you to take a moment to reflect on your own life. Where are you forcing things? Where can you let go and trust more deeply? What steps can you take to align yourself with the natural flow of life? Remember, you are a powerful creator. You have the ability to shape your reality and to live a life of grace and ease. Trust in the process, embrace the journey, and allow the beauty of your existence to unfold naturally. You're exactly where you're meant to be, and everything is unfolding perfectly for your highest good. Thank you for sharing this journey with me today. May you find peace in the present moment, trust in the process, and joy in the flow of life. May you live with a heart full of gratitude and a spirit open to the infinite possibilities that await you.